Is it finally over between ZAC and Fatima? What's good, y'all? It's your good sis Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another Zatima video. And in this video, I'm breaking down season 2, episode number 10, which is supposed to be the mid-season finale. We have yet to receive any news about the second half of the season, the next 10 episodes, which will make out the full season 2. But hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications so that once I know, you will know and you won't miss out on any of my Zatima content. Also, another disclaimer, I'm getting over being sick, y'all. I definitely have little Ricolas in my mouth now, so I apologize for any discrepancies that you hear in the audio. And my voice probably sounds a little bit different. However, I just wanted to try to get this content out to you, so I'm pushing through as best I can. Your grace and your patience is greatly appreciated. Shout out to everyone who sent me DMs and sweet messages, hoping that I get well soon, wishing me healing vibes, sending me healing vibes. I really, really appreciate it. Now, y'all, episode 10, honestly, I don't even really know where to begin because I didn't think that it could get as bad as it got with episode 10, but alas, here we are. And I'm also recording this after having a very interesting exchange with a person on my episode 9 breakdown. Like, y'all in the comments, by all means, share your thoughts, communicate how you feel. However, one thing that I would love to point out, if you are following a content creator or their content and you choose to criticize them for what they have to say or what you feel like they don't say, make sure your argument is tight. Make sure that you have some actual receipts and you're not just in your feelings and projecting. What I struggle with when I interact with men specifically around this content sometimes is that you guys come from a very misogynistic point of view. And this guy in the last episode breakdown says, "Oh, Erica, I like your content, but you don't never hold Fatima accountable." Never. Y'all got to be careful speaking in absolutes. And that's why I don't like to do it in my real life, because more often than not, your absolute is actually false. I have no problem pointing out where I feel like Fatima is being childish, where I feel like this is not a decision that a 30-something would make, but it's a decision that a 20-something would make. Hell, there's even points where I have jumped back and forth between her and Karen when I felt like Karen was dead ass wrong, but then when I also felt like Fatima was dead ass wrong and she's full of shit. And I've said it. Now, if you haven't been around long enough to either have consumed that content or remember, that's on you. But you coming into my comments on a video that I made also while I was sick, that I don't have to make, to criticize me for not blaming Fatima. Meanwhile, ZAC is running amok, is wild to me. This is why I struggle with engaging with most men when it comes to this, because you guys' blatant disregard for the bullshit that women have to endure by your hands is wild to me. Is Fatima insecure? 100%. Is Fatima making childish decisions and playing little childish games because she's trying to get ZAC to do what she wants him to do and will ultimately probably be best for him as well? Yes, she is. However, she's not making these decisions in a damn silo. She's not making these decisions in a void. She's making these decisions given certain information and circumstances that ZAC is providing for her. And the way that some men are bending over backwards and doing all types of gymnastics to avoid ZAC's accountability just so that you can try to blame all of ZAC's problems on Fatima is wild to me. Because her insecurity is not the thing that's making him cheat on her. Her insecurity is not the thing that's having him skirt his ass a little bit too close to the line when it comes to getting familiar and friendly with these women. Her insecurity is not the thing that keeps ZAC in a space of imposter syndrome, thinking that he don't deserve anything better. Leave it to y'all. Fatima will continue to compete in this goofy ass struggle love Olympics to prove to ZAC, who cannot be proved to, that he actually deserves this type of love, because he has a bunch of that he has to unpack himself. And then the moment that she actually brings a therapist into play and gets him communicating with that, then she's dead ass wrong for that because of the man who was attached to it. Meanwhile, this, like, y'all are beyond me. Meanwhile, y'all don't want Fatima to bring in the therapist that Paul suggested Meanwhile, when Paul has shot his shot every time, Fatima has denied it. Fatima ain't sit on nobody's couch and tell him, yeah, I've been trying not to ride you like a horse, or ride you into next week. Like ZAC told Deja, I'm trying not to get the shit out of you. Fatima has yet to show up at Paul's house, ghetto or not, and say, you know what, come on, let's go do it upstairs. None of that is actually happening, but y'all want to bend over backwards and point out how Paul just wants Fatima so bad, and this is basically DEFCON 3 and nuclear war because Paul with his light ass eyes and his nice ass spirit is doing too much. But Deja, who's butt naked in the bathtub making ZAC come over to turn the water off, not. But Connie, who cannot stop being thirsty all around Atlanta following ZAC's ass around, cannot. ZAC sat his ass at this damn hospital in this episode, laid Fatima out, put Fatima out, and then when Connie showed up, he decided to lay his head on her shoulders as if she was the only comforting force that he ever needed. You men need to be for real. And if the shoe fits, wear it. If it don't apply, then let that fly, because I'm not arguing with no more of y'all in the comment section, especially while I'm sick. Y'all got me f***ed up, and that's that. I didn't anticipate for that to be such a long disclaimer, but here we are. Back to this episode. Y'all, I am just so disappointed. I am so disappointed, and I'm thinking back on how far we've come with the ZAC character, and it just makes me even more frustrated because when we first met ZAC in season 1 of Sisters, I knew that he had cheated on Karen. I knew that he had given her STDs. I knew that he ain't had no damn money. I knew that he was, for all intents and purposes, raggedy AF, right? But I understood ZAC immediately, and I have said this in numerous videos, so many videos, y'all. I understood ZAC from the jump because I dated a ZAC. And I do think I excused away a bunch of stuff. I do think that I turned the other cheek and I was like, okay, they'll get through it because they can get through it. Some stuff your ass is not supposed to get through. And the further we have gone along to where we are now in season 2 of Zatima, I am really standing 10 toes down in the fact that they need to break up. ZAC needs to be alone. And y'all will never, ever, and I'm the one who don't like to speak in absolutes, but I'm gonna say this: never. Y'all are never gonna get me to fight for struggle love. I'm in my 30s. That is a 20-somethings game, okay? That is a 20-somethings game. That's a 20-somethings problem. That's a 20-somethings lesson. And that, to me, is something that has prevailed so heavily, not only in Zatima, but also in Sisters. So much of what we're seeing play out with these people in their lives is 20-something people's problems. If Fatima was 23 years old and ZAC was 24 years old, then I could say, oh, okay, they probably gonna fight a little bit longer. She gonna fight for this. But when you are in your 30s and mid 30s, pushing towards 40s, you know better than this. Fatima should know better than this by now. And it does not matter what excuses, what reasons, what trauma, none of that matters. I'm going to say it again. None of it matters because we all have our stuff. ZAC being abandoned and dismissed and disregarded by his mama is sad, yes, but it's not a reason for him to turn and do that to Fatima. It's not a reason for him to negate her feelings, to not listen to her, for him to gaslight her. Like the way that he gaslights her consistently, like you have been hollering about how Fatima wants to run every single time stuff gets real. Meanwhile, you're the one who can't stop the drama from coming in from your end. And you're the first one to run or push her away when it's some stuff that you don't actually want to talk about. Make that make sense. ZAC buddying up to Connie in this episode was, to me, the ultimate slap in the face. And Fatima, I think, for quite a while in this episode, did exactly what we have seen her do throughout the course of their relationship. Regardless of how nasty ZAC has been, regardless of how disrespectful ZAC has been, regardless of how much he has told the line of like, this ain't really right and this is not something I stand for, but I love him, she stood there. And again, think a metaphor for this is at the hospital, because he is being nasty. He is barking orders at her to leave, and we're supposed to feel bad because he feels embarrassed that his mama's a crackhead, and that gives him reason to yell at Fatima or to dismiss Fatima. No, absolutely not. And if any man wants to come in my comment section or my DM and try to argue me down about it, y'all could go to hell. And I could give you some choice words to take with you when you go there, because I'm not engaging in the bullshit. We are not, and I say we as in black women specifically I'm speaking about, we are not rehabilitation centers for broken ass, traumatized ass men. Because guess what? Many of us are also navigating life with our own trauma. And we don't have you to whip up on. We don't have you to cuss out. We don't have you to push around and then to expect to stay there and just take it, because you have yet to cultivate any type of way to healthily deal with your hurts. Absolutely the hell not. It's time for Fatima to go. I'm glad by the end of the episode that she actually tells ZAC that she's done. However, I hate that she was only able to do so after ZAC's mom tells her that he slept with CONNIE. Girl, you should have been done at the hospital when he told you, just do one thing that I asked. I asked you to leave. And then you walk back in to check on his ass and he laying up there with CONNIE. Then he allows CONNIE to disrespect you. You should have been done then. You should have been done last episode when he's losing his damn mind about this damn, this therapist, which, yes, y'all, I have said it. It was childish. It's a game that she's trying to play. However, she's also trying to play to win in their relationship. And she's understanding who she's dealing with. And she's trying to do the best that she can with what the hell she got. So while, yes, it's a little immature to trick this man into going to therapy, I would rather her do it than not. So that she know that she made every last ditch effort that she possibly could to save this relationship. At this point, my question for Fatima is, what are you actually saving the relationship for? The sex? Because ZAC, especially this season, has not shown you any of the love, tenderness, kindness that's supposed to be the thing that attracted you to this relationship. He damn sure ain't give you the safety that you seek, or that we seek in relationships. You're not safe with ZAC. ZAC ain't even safe with ZAC. Y'all, I'm getting so off topic because I am so disappointed in this episode. And it's one thing to watch couples go through things and to figure it out and to navigate and to fight for your love and all of that. But we really do have to stop glorifying struggle love. We really do. We have to be able to know when to cut our damn losses and when to choose ourselves, our happiness, and specifically our mental health. The mental gymnastics that we watch Fatima go through in this episode is just disheartening. Honestly, it's truly disheartening. And do ZAC need a therapist? 100%. But he too busy telling the damn therapist that he real good. He didn't went to jail for 3 years and ZAC has never looked more pathetic to me than he looked like in this episode. Like, completely pathetic. All right, let me finish this video because honestly, talking about it is just making me depressed. ZAC also goes out his way to show up at Fatima's parents' house and let them know that, yeah, I went to jail for robbery and I ain't reformed yet. So lock y'all door because I know where you live and I might come back and take a few things. Sir, what? Like, I don't want to see none of the ZAC warriors in my comment section after this video because there is no excuse. There is no excuse or explanation for the bullshit that he did in this episode. Period. Why show up to her parents' house just to act a monkey ass fool like that? Why? You could have just not come. You want to play like you in this thing. You tell Connie like, oh, y'all at the hospital. Connie like, all right, come on back to my house because you know what we do. Girl, if you say that one more time, this dialogue is trash. But anyway, you can't. because you in a relationship, but you can lay up at the hospital with this person. You can't F the out of Deja because you're in a relationship, but you can tell her that you want to. Like, all of that is included in what you're not supposed to do. You're already skirting the lines and trying to hold on tight to ZAC attack and this and that. I haven't gotten onto his goofy ass friends in a while, but they continue to be goofy in this episode. But what's the worst goofy part about it is that apparently Tony and Nathan come to an understanding that CONNIE might also be using drugs. So Nathan, you've been hell-bent on getting ZAC hooked back on CONNIE, and you know that CONNIE is hooked on crack, and you know that that's about to be a problem. Meanwhile, you also know that your friend has trauma related to his mama abandoning him over crack. And instead of rooting for the relationship that he's in, it happens to be one of the healthiest women that he's ever really dealt with. Be clear, I said one of. Don't get beside yourself. You want to actively root against that healthy ass situation, or what could be a healthy situation, because Zatima is toxic. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. And that's the couple Zatima, not Fatima. I don't take y'all seriously. When y'all in the comment section and y'all can't differentiate between Zatima and Fatima, I don't take you seriously. Honestly, I just completely look past your comment, because if you cannot cognitively actually decide who you're talking about, and so many people be saying Zatima when they're talking specifically about Fatima, it bothers me, and I don't pay you any mind. Honestly, I just go ahead and look right on past it. Nathan, you have actively campaigned against Fatima this entire time, also that ZAC could be with a crackhead. Is that correct? Tyler Perry gotta be for real, because all of the circumstances that he has given us for the course of this show, why am I even still watching this at this point? There ain't a bit of hope the third left for any of it. And honestly, I am not rooting for Zatima anymore. I want Fatima to go her separate way. I want her to be able to heal from this relationship with ZAC and find something better. I think it's very interesting how Tyler Perry introduces things that are better. Paul gives me Aaron energy, and I 100% would love for her to explore that. I'm going to create a video to talk about what that could possibly look like. And I'm going to create a couple videos to talk about ZAC and how he could possibly heal, because ZAC clearly does need to heal, and he needs to do so alone. Because Fatima never was your problem. Your mama is your problem. Your insecurities are your problem. Your toxic masculinity is your problem. And your goofy ass friends who want to keep you complacent versus elevating has always been your problem. That's all I gotta say about this episode, y'all. I'm done. I don't really care about Angela and Bryce. He's still trying to get back with her. Sir, go to hell. Fatima, you tried. Nice try, mama. But your watch has ended. Now it's your turn. Let me know in the comment section what you thought about the episode. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Even though we are on hiatus for this mid-season, I will be creating additional videos, as I mentioned, to continue to talk about some of the specific storylines and subject matters that came up with this part of this season, and a few of my predictions. So again, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my Zatima content. Keep it cute in these comments, and I'll see you in the next one.